How's it going, guys, and welcome back to Finding Charizard, and we are back with another video today, and I'm going to be telling you how to make money grading Pokemon cards. First of all, you want to give yourself a price limit of how much you feel comfortable paying to start this process with. So you need to think about your first original outlay of how much your card is going to cost you and just how much you want to spend. You want to study the market as much as you can. Knowledge is power, so make sure you put yourself in a situation when you're looking at a card and you feel 100% sure that this card can make you money. If you're new to Pokemon, you might want to consider looking at Japanese cards, as they have a better print one and a better general quality card. In general, English cards tend to have a lot more areas that you need to consider when you're looking to buy a card. So if you're new to Pokemon, definitely check out Japanese cards. You could maybe look at some Japanese promo cards, for instance, something that's unique, something that has a lot more appeal and might be easier to sell in the future. And maybe once you feel comfortable and you've worked with selling Japanese cards and grading them, getting to know how much these fees and how much your shipping is going to cost you and the service plan that you're going to use with PSA, then maybe move on to English cards, because looking at English cards is a total different ball game to Japanese. Yes, the process is kind of the same. The print run quality is quite vastly different to what it is with English cards as well. So just give yourself time, don't rush into anything.
Do you have any idea how fast I am? How fast is...
One of the things that can really help you though, what I have done in the past is that I've watched a lot of videos with grading Pokemon cards. PSA obviously have the things that they look out for, whether it be centering, edge wear, scratches, dents and scuffs and things like that. So make sure that your card that you're looking at doesn't have any of these imperfections, because this is going to determine whether you're going to get a PSA 9 or a PSA 10. I'll leave a link in the description below with a PSA grading checklist that I have done a wee while ago now, but it might be really helpful to you guys. If it were me, I would definitely recommend looking at modern cards to start this process with, purely because mint vintage cards are going to cost you a lot more money potentially than maybe what a modern card would.
Damn!
Before we go any further though, guys, subscribe to the channel, like today's video, it really helps my algorithm, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more Pokemon videos. And also, if you can check out the Finding Charizard Discord, I'm there fairly regularly and can give you tips and advice whenever you need. So let me tell you about my plan of what I'm looking to achieve. I recently bought a Lost Origin Giratina V alternate art, and this card cost me £240, which I got this money for my birthday. So I thought, right, I'm going to start an adventure and see how much money I can make in a year's time. So this card in a PSA 10 goes for £500. In a PSA 9 it goes for around 260 to 280. So my original investment, £240, should be safe, even though if I do get a PSA 9 I could still make potentially 40 or 20 pounds on it. Obviously you have to consider postage fees and selling fees on eBay, for instance. I'm using eBay for this process, so that's why I'm going to be referring to eBay, but you might be able to sell your cards off Facebook, TCG Player or any other social media platforms. What's really important though, guys, you want to make sure whatever card you purchase, obviously you are hoping it's going to get a PSA 10, but you want to make sure that the PSA 9 value is also more valuable than what the raw card value is. So my plan, going more in depth with my plan, if I get my PSA 10 that I hope for with my Giratina V alternate art, I could potentially then go and buy 2 more Giratina V cards. And then if things go well and I get 2 PSA 10s in these cards, then I'm left with £1,000. So with that £1,000, I could potentially go and buy 4 more at this time. And if that all goes well, then I'm looking at £2,000. So this is like the general process. This is what I'm trying to achieve. This is what I'm hoping to be able to do, is grow a small portfolio with these cards, generating high volumes amounts of money.
That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far.
Now, like I said before, you might not hit these figures exact, because you also have to consider your postage and selling fees and your grading fees as well. When I say I buy 2 more Giratina V alternate arts, it might not be another Giratina V alternate art, depending what deal I can get. It might be a Charizard V alternate art card, for instance, which is selling for around 180 in a raw card at the market. considerably £60 cheaper than the Giratina V alternate art. So you want to set yourself up in the best situation to get your PSA 10 card. So you have to be so pernickety when you're looking on eBay to do this. You want to be making sure that you're in regular contact with the seller. You're asking for more images of the car that you're looking at, and you just want to have a good feel for the seller as well. Make sure that their sale history is 100%. You want to cover as much of these bases as you can to give yourself the confidence that the car that you're buying is going to generate the money that you want, and that you're not going to get scammed out of it as well.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get me.
So if you do this process well and you are successful with this process, as you can see, there's possibility to generate and make a lot of money doing this, which can also fund different investments that you could start, or you could carry on this cycle and portfolio and process. Like I said before, you have to consider your grading and selling fees and your postage fees and stuff like that as well. So when you are doing your numbers, I'm using an Excel spreadsheet and I'm logging everything that I'm doing with my individual cars that I'm buying, how much I bought the card for, how much I'm selling for, how much postage is going to cost me to get to my middleman. Every single thing of the process of selling the card and the whole cycle I'm logging, so I have notes of how much money I have left to go invest into my next card. My service plan that I'm using through PSA, I'm using Art Grading. I've used them for a while now and I would highly recommend them here in the UK, and their service is a value service of £34 per card. So that's going to cost me £34. It's going to cost me £7 to get this Giratina to Art Grading, and then from there they'll send the card on to PSA. However, when the card returns, it's going to cost me £7 again to get the card back. All of these numbers that I'm giving you are exact numbers that are how much it's going to cost me to do this process, and this is going to tell me how I'm going to balance my books going forward. And this service plan has a £499 limit as well as a 20-day turnaround. So I want to be able to turn these cards around in quick succession, hopefully get these cards back every month or every other month and a half. Then I can repeat this cycle, and over the year you could potentially make quite a bit of money in hoping that you get those PSA 10 grades. And also, big tip, if you are selling on eBay, you want to be selling when they have 80% off variable selling fees, because you're going to give yourself a lot more profit by doing this. If you're just going to sell straight off the bat when they haven't got any offers, then you're not maximizing the potential amount of profit that you could make with your card. So definitely hold out for these selling discounts and stuff like that, because it's only going to give you more money to play with when it comes to investing with your next cards. So fingers crossed, guys, my venture with this Giratina V alternate art comes to something in a year's time. I'll give you regular updates on how this is doing. If you want to see the card that I bought, you can check out my shorts videos. You can see the car more in depthly there as well, and kind of talk about briefly my plan with it. But I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you will subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys again.